Hey everyone, Earl Mann here, President of ComF5, and I get quite a few questions around why I think our market positioning is strategic. So I thought I would organize my thinking, and then I thought, you know what, maybe I just catch it on video, and I might be able to use that as well. So here we go. So the first thing I kind of want to talk about is something that's very well understood and has been for decades by people in the direct selling industry, people that market and sell consumer goods, is they will tell you that consumable products are the engine for sustainable and rapid growth, especially sustainable growth. And for years, consumable products have been dominated by personal care products, nutritional, food related products, etc. But now that we're entering the digital age, there's a new era of consumables that are digital, and that's just digital information. And information comes in a couple of different forms, whether it's like email or media, right? Video, pictures, music. We now consume these things. We take these things in, not too much unlike we take in, say, water. We just taking a lot more of the digital stuff. So if you want to try to quantify the impact that digital consumers are having on our life, just do it in yourself. Ask yourself, pick a product, a physical product that came from a box, bottle, or jar, whichever one you want, and ask yourself, how many times did you use that product today? Or will you use that product today? And in the old way of thinking, in the old school, a good use of a consumable would be maybe once or twice, perhaps three times if you pushed it. But in a digital world, there are going to be dozens, if not hundreds of times that you take in information. So digital information is becoming a consumable, and I think it's probably the biggest and biggest potential consumer product that there is in whole. The other thing that's exciting around a digital product is something that's very fundamental to traditional business, which is cost of the goods, cost of goods sold. So if you compare our model, a digital company, especially those that offer services from the cloud or web service, when you compare our product to a physical product, right, something that's in a box, a bottle, or a jar, it's a dramatic different math that has to take place. So let's go through the math real quick. So let's just imagine you take any physical product, right, and the product, it could be the product of your choice. So in order for that product to exist, it has to be made or manufactured, right, or harvested. Well, there are people and equipment that need to be bought or paid to make that happen. And then that product needs to be packaged, and there are people that have to be paid to make that happen. And once your product is packaged, it needs to be shipped from where it was made to where the customer is. And there's shipping costs, which, by the way, is very much impacted by the cost of fuel. So when you look at all of those things, and let's not forget the labeling and the management of people on every piece of that supply chain, that's a substantial piece of the cost in products, in traditional products, that cannot be taken away. There are things you can do to streamline them, but at some point, there are fixed costs inherent in that type of product, physical products. But then let's look at a digital product. So, what's the actual cost to make a new email, or to make an additional photo, right? The cost compared to physical products is minuscule. And the reason why this is critical for those of you that are in businesses and starting businesses and fighting to keep your business in business, you know that there's something that you keep your eye on very closely, and that's called profit margin. So the more the product cost, depending upon how much you sell it for, that limits your margin, right? Because at some point, your product will be too expensive for people to buy. So when you have digital products, you have the biggest opportunity to keep and maintain a good, healthy profit margin. That's a fundamental difference between physical products, things that are in bottles, boxes, and jars, and digital products, those things that are not. A friend of mine likes to say it's the difference between atoms and electrons. So we sell electrons on the digital side of things. Physical things are clumps together, they're the atom side of things. The other thing I want to make a point of is value. And currently, one of the fastest rising sectors of how people are deriving value or equating things to value, it has to do mostly with experience. So you have two restaurants and they both have great food and they both have great locations. What gets people to come back, or what makes people perceive one restaurant to be better than the other, is this thing called experience, which is a combination of a lot of things, right? It's a combination of how you were treated, how the food tastes, all that stuff lumped in together. But more and more, especially in the modern economy, people are realizing that experiences are the things that create the best memories, that create the best opportunity for us to feel fulfilled. And so there's a lot of emphasis now on creating experiences around products. So even if you watch commercials these days, commercials are more around the experience that you have when you engage with that product than it is around facts of the product itself. So when you look at these three things, when you look at the historic significance of a consumable, and you realize that we are now in the age of digital consumables, that's one reason I'm really excited about what we do. And then when you look at the cost of goods, I should stand up on the top of this chair on that one, because people that actually have to ship product, well, you know the challenges in that financially. And then this whole changing of awareness around this idea of experience. Truth be told, I actually think that's what businesses like we are in. So we're in the business of equipping and empowering small business and professionals to better market themselves on the internet. And what we sell to do that is a service. It's called the e-market engine. And most people think we're in the business of providing people with technology. What we like to think we're in the business of doing is empowering them to share their experiences as a high margin, low cost product that is delivered in the form of a digital consumable. So we're taking the most powerful ideas of the old business world and we're accelerating it with the magic of the new world. So those are three ideas, three things to think about as you consider. I know lots of people now considering becoming resellers or business partners or strategic partners with companies. So I wanted to give you some more insight into what makes our model so exciting and so worth taking a deeper look. Thanks.